Welcome to the Gavel. I'm Linda Akibe. The Naira reversed its gains against the dollar during the week on the parallel market on increased demand for U.S. currency from some importers. The Naira was trading at 224 to the dollar on Tuesday, weaker than 216 the previous week. Now, it was quoted as 240 a week ago. Federal lawmakers in the upper chamber were alarmed by this development and decided to invite the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to explain the reasons for the depreciation of the Naira and its implication for the Nigerian economy. The Naira in recent times could be likened to a pendulum, not static, swinging from one end to another. Take, for instance, there was a collective sigh of relief just 2 days ago when the Naira showed signs of strength. But come Tuesday, the Naira, without warning, weakened to 220 to a dollar. Federal lawmakers are worried.
Aware that the cause of this depreciation is a consequence of the negative cash flow as a result of the downward trend of oil price, which is further worsening by the speculations in the foreign exchange market.
Our dependence on just one source of revenue, which today the price has gone halfway, has fallen down to half its value. And this is why you see we cannot match our demand for forex. We cannot match our demands anymore with what we earn.
When you have a manufacturing sector that's dead, you find that everything has to be imported. And you can only import by using your foreign exchange. So I think the first thing to do is to know why our manufacturing sector is dead.
The federal lawmaker who moved the motion also raised an alarm that the illicit fund flows and money laundering going through the Nigerian financial system is contributing to weakening the value of the Naira. The Senate President said there is a need to check the illicit cash flow in the country.
And then the area we talked about also on the issue of corruption and money laundering is key, because some of these policies now of which the banks have come up with is affecting a lot of small savers, while the big people that have the millions and millions of dollars who are creating the problem are being left alone. So I think this is an area. So I want to commend all of us that have contributed. We must play our own role to ensure that we give support to the Naira and give support to the central bank in this very, very difficult journey that they embarked on, but which is the right one.
After the debate, the Senate agreed to invite the CBN governor to brief the Senate on the depreciation of a Naira and its implications for the Nigerian economy. The Senate also asked the federal government to step up efforts at diversifying the national economy from an oil-reliant economy to one that depends on taxation, agriculture, manufacturing, international tourism, among others. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari, during the week, wrote to the Senate requesting that the upper chamber approve a $75 million credit facility from the World Bank on behalf of the Edo State government. This amount is the second phase of the $225 million development policy program approved for the state by the World Bank in 2012. Now, let's listen to Senate President Bukola Saraki reading the letter from President Buhari, where he requested that the Senate approve the loan.
I'm writing to seek the consideration of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and approval of a request by the Edo State government to obtain a $75 million credit facility from the World Bank. Your Excellency, you may wish to know that the World Bank had approved a development policy program, DPO loan, budget support for the total sum of $225 million to Edo State government in 2012, to be implemented in 3 tranches of $75 million per annum. The first tranche was approved by the National Assembly in the 2012-2014 Federal Government External Rolling Borrowing Plan. The DPO has since been successfully implemented by the state in 2014. Following this success, the bank's Board of Executive Directors approved the second tranche. Your Excellency, it's instructive to mention that the Governor of Edo State has informed me that the key program objectives of the DPO are already beginning to show in terms of increased inflows of private investment to the state, increased private sector employment opportunities, and increased internally generated revenues. An accelerated approval of this request will help to sustain these gains.
The request for the loan has elicited reactions from lawmakers from Edo State.
The loan is proper. Look, government cannot work in isolation. And this loan is tied to project. And everybody in Edo State have seen what the governor has done with the loan they have taken before. If you go to the mud that they are doing, if you go to Auchi, World Bank in doing the road, the erosion control, these are the ones that they are using the loan for. It's not a question of taking the loan for Jabori, and he's using this loan for the purpose of Edo State, and they have seen what he's using the loan for. And more so, this loan has been given before. It's a continuation. Now, if you don't approve the loan now, which means that all the jobs that tie down to the road will not be completed. It's a World Bank loan, which is for the erosion in Benin City and also for the erosion in Auchi. So it's a good thing to approve the loan.
If the loan is meant for a purpose, and then of course it's like we are the middle point, of the disbursement of the funds. If part of it had earlier been disbursed, I want to, of course, ascertain what that was used for. If it was well intended and well implemented thus far, we say, okay, we'll go ahead. Okay, because we have to do a verification. The people too must be imputed into all of this. This is not about politics. All right? And of course, when the letter came to the floor of the Senate, it was read by the Senate President, from the President to the effect that, the manifestation of the earlier tranche given in the direction of attracting foreign investment to the state, those things have to be verified. Of course, the position of the Senate at this time. It's against corruption. It's for accountability. Okay, it's for honesty. That's what we all stand for. Particularly in the history of this country, where we know there's paucity of funds, the states are finding it a lot more difficult to cope with even recurrent expenditure like payment of salary and emoluments to workers. And of course, you say you are taking a foreign loan at this time, to elicit a development in the direction. They call it actually budget support loan. So if you are used to support the budget in the state, it's like what we had before has been expended, and we are using this to augment. We want to verify all that. And we just believe that, for us not to be acting in complicity, not only that, we believe that the committee to which have been referred now, the local and foreign debt committee that will look at it, and even finance committee, other committees that might be related to foreign loans will look at the appropriate time. But we want to say the history that we have is what is making some of us to be a bit afraid. The state is so heavily indebted now. We pay up to 520 million every month to service loans. All right, a lot of projects too, where they have to take loans. Look at the Waterstone project. They have to go to the capital market to raise over 35 billion, and that project now has become horrible. So we are very afraid that if this loan is going to be properly used, let it be that you don't go and leave huge indebtedness, for other people that will come in. That is the fear.